going on? It's me, back, talking to myself again. Whooped. I don't know what it is, man. I get through mornings really good at work, and then halfway through the day, things start flashing. Like, that's what I see, and my head starts getting crazy, and I start getting super tired. It's really weird. It's getting old. It's getting old, man. So if I got any psychiatrists out there, not any psychiatrists, any doctors out there, why don't you tell me what's going on? For free, man. Don't sneak up in there on some Google account and be like, we gave you advice on a comment, it's gonna be $500. That would be shameful on your behalf. That would hurt. But anyways, it's a good day at work, man. You know what? The people, like, I've had comments about West Virginia before, and I'm from Maryland, and like where I work's a little bit farther out in West Virginia. It's where you get into West Virginia, you know, like when you got a borderline of like West Virginia, Maryland, and you're right on the line, the people are all about the same. But when you got like me going out a little bit farther into West Virginia and you meet the West Virginians, you know, like, unless you come out here and you meet the people and realize that they're all individual characters of different types that are funny and they're all like cheerful. I'm sure there's some bad eggs somewhere, but what I'm trying to say, man, is the state of West Virginia, everybody I've met so far have been helpful and good people and just characters, man, funny characters. Like the other day I met this old guy, and he had this Silverado, probably like a 2006, 2005 or something like that, you know, with the 5.3 in it, and like, totally unexpected, we started talking about cars, and like, all of a sudden, he's like, why don't you walk out there and look at the sticker under my door? I walk out there, and there's a Pro Charger sticker on this looking truck, man, like a fully stocked truck, like he's a good old boy, older, from West Virginia. So I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, man. You got a Pro Charger on this thing? And they never say yeah. They never give you an answer. They just say, hold on a minute. So he goes around to the truck, he opens up the hood, and I shit you not, man, there is a Cletus McFarland type fucking Pro Charger on a stock looking Chevy 5.3. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? And he's like, well, back in the day, I was towing my truck, I was towing a car behind it, and I couldn't get up the hills at like 45. He's telling me, like, you know, like West Virginia lingo, like I can't remember what he said about the hills and stuff, but the upway or something, and he couldn't get over 45, so he's like, so I put a Pro Charger on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, how'd that go? And he's like, well, you know, now I can tow a truck up the highway at 90 if I want to. And I'm like, hell yeah, man. I thought you were going to say you were doing burnouts and racing Hondas and that shit. No. He put a Pro Charger on his truck, and now he can tow down the highway twice as fast. That's West Virginia, man. That's awesome. And you wouldn't even expected it. Wouldn't expect it at all. The state of West Virginia, from what I see so far, at least the eastern side of it, I like, man. And I'd like to move over there. It'd be nice. Because I'm not going to lie, dude. You know, like West Virginia, or Western Maryland, like Maryland as a whole is two different states. And I know there's been like a group up in Western Maryland that's been trying to get Maryland to split in half so we can have our own piece, like, you know, like split Western Maryland up from Maryland, because like you get down to like Washington County and up to us, Washington, Allegheny County, and Garrett County, we're all like green, you know, we got trees and mountains and stuff, creeks, and it's different. But you go anywhere from like, I don't even know what the hell counties are next, because like from Hagerstown down, it's different. It's way different. The middle of Maryland is way different than Western Maryland and Eastern Maryland. So like if you go down to Southern Maryland around Baltimore, Annapolis and everything, the people are different. Way different. They're dickheads. Like straight up, they're just fucking dickheads. And then you come up to Western Maryland, and it's way different, man. Maybe it's the altitude. I don't know. I mean, we don't even have that high of an altitude. I mean, Cumberland's sitting at like 670 foot or some shit like that. Garrett County's averaging around like 1,200, 1,400 foot. I mean, it's not like the air's changing us, but you go down to Baltimore, and they're like, not Baltimore, but Southern Maryland, and like you get into some gangs, stuff like that. It's just fucking everywhere, man. I'm sure there's gangs up here that we don't know about. But what I'm saying though is, like, I've met people through family from down south, and they're judgmental. They're separated in the way they feel about certain types of people. Like, they didn't even fucking like us, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. They didn't like me at all. They didn't like any of us. We were, I guess you want to say, poor folk to them. They, you know, like, I guess those jobs down there, making 100 grand a year is a lot different than making 25 grand a year. I guess that makes you judge a person. I don't see why. I'd like to have what you make, but I wouldn't want to be like you. And I'm not talking about, well, I am talking about someone specific, but I'm not, like, pointing it at them. This is a talk overall. This is how I feel about it. Now, I have been down to Southern Maryland and Baltimore and everything, and I've had good experiences so far. I haven't got robbed, I haven't got shot, I haven't got my car stolen. I haven't really had any issues. But that doesn't mean that that couldn't happen. I did see a race divide in Baltimore. There's a certain type of people down there. And if you go to the outskirts of Baltimore, the other certain type of people, the judgmental people, tend to live there. So it's definitely race divided down there. And the person that I have had the experience with is definitely a race divided person. And that goes all the way down to public school and private school. I don't know if I really like that. I grew up that you have what you have, and you do what you do, and you take what you get. In public school, like, that's just the way it is. You know, my parents got me to the age to where I enrolled in school, and you go to the nearest school. I thought that's how it was, unless they're near schools or private schools. But those people that I've met down there, that's their preference, because they think, I guess, it keeps them out of the bad kids in public. You know what? A lot of those public schools teach your kids character, personality, and they can relate with the people like us who make less, because it all seems to come down to money. And it's just like, you know, and I just think about West Virginia, and it's like they get ragged on. More so when I was a kid, I used to hear different types of ragging on, but now I just hear that they're dumb and shit. That's not the case, man. That's not the case at all. I don't see that in West Virginia. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I see good, hard-working people that are willing to help, but I will say that they will take care of themselves. They're not going to put their life or their future or their finances in jeopardy. But if you need help and it doesn't impede on any of that, then they will help. And I don't really find that in Cumberland very often anymore, because families are so broken up in a different way. Because some families in West Virginia, they could be like, children went to college, that's considered broken up. They just moved away for college. But in Cumberland, no. Families are broken up over issues, never to be seen again until the day of the funeral, possibly, perhaps. I don't know. If that's the way you live, you know, you should at least check in on people until that day comes, because if not, I'd imagine the burden you're going to live with staying away from people is it's gonna suck, man, and it's probably going to weigh down. So what should I title this video, since I'm talking about the people of West Virginia and the people of Maryland and the types of difference of opinions and trains of thought? What would I characterize that in a title? I don't know. I definitely think, I can't say for sure that West Virginia and Maryland don't get along, or they're two different types of people, but I can say for sure that Western Maryland and West Virginia get along. They're practically the same type of people. You know, when I was working at this blind factory a long time ago, we had some representatives come down from New York. And I was like in a safety team. And so I got to talk to these bigwigs, and they were like, you know, Matt, whenever we were on our way down here, we were expecting to find a bunch of dumb hillbillies in the woods of Maryland with weird accents. And that's not what we got. Like, he was like, you people are just like us. And he was grateful for that too. He thought he was gonna be working with a bunch of dumbass fucking people. You see how fucking rude that sounds, man? So, is it the big cities? I don't know, man. I've been to big cities, and I've had fun in them, and I ain't seen no, like, speech difference. I mean, my speech used to be clearer a couple years ago, but that was just because I didn't want to be portrayed as a country folk or like dumb. But lately, like in the past year or two, man, I just let words come out how they are. I really don't care. I mean, it might be like the people I'm around that influence it. You know, it might just be getting older and relaxing, and that's how it comes out, because sometimes I have an accent, sometimes I just have your normal clear words. It doesn't really matter to me no more. Country's countries, hood's hood, street's street, people are people, and I've been around all of it. So to me, I can't play games like that. I can't take one side or the other. I just take the person as they are, as I see them come, or I hear them speak, or they unload their mind to me and I figure out how it works, because in order to get into my mind to see how it works, you're going to need a couple keys, man, because I'm closed off. Like, I could sit here and talk on YouTube all day, but I'm not going to talk about my life specifically inside my brain. I don't think people would want to even, like, go there, you know? It's a bunch of nothingness, man. Because I don't let a lot get to me no more, so I really don't have anything that you would want to know going on inside of my brain, except how I feel about some people. And I like West Virginia, and I like Western Maryland. And I like Southern Maryland for the conveniences, for the cities, for the shopping, for the excitement that you get out of a lot of people in one place, a city, you know, just, it's fun. You know, beaches, Ocean City, fucking, it's cool. But I'm not going to sit there and say there aren't some judgmental people down that way compared to up here. It's different. It's really different, guys. So, leave your comments about where you live and what you think might be different from what I've explained, or maybe you want to explain something through a comment to me, like about your town and your place. You know, leave comments. Let me know where you live. Let me know how you feel about everything. But that's going to be it for today, guys. That's my talk about people.